this, that I'm, at odds with the world, I am separating myself from life, from creation, from the universe. I'm separating myself from God. And this is the cause of my own suffering. It's really the only cause of my suffering. So I want to see myself as being sacred. I want to see you as being sacred. Here I've got something from Chief Black Elk years ago. He said, "We regard all created beings as sacred and important, for everything has wochengai, or influence, or spirit, which can be given to us." The influence, the spirit of another living thing can be given to us, through which we may gain a little more understanding if we are attentive. If we are paying attention, we should understand well that all things are the work of the Great Spirit. We should know that He is within all things, the trees, the grasses, the rivers, the mountains, and all the four-legged animals and the winged people. And even more important, we should understand that He is also above all of these things and people. The way to know the sacred is to simply pay attention. We are in relationship with everything. So, that relationship that you thought was over, it's not. It can never be over. We're always in relationship. There's no way to avoid it. It may have changed, but there is no getting away from it. Because we're all part of this vast life, that means that we're always in relationship with every other part of life. That does not mean that we have to live with them. That doesn't even mean that we have to have lunch with them. It just means that if we really want to be at peace, we've got to find a way to give love to them, even from long distance. So, to be in relationship with everything else, to realize that we are brother, sister, to everyone, to every living thing, really, when we think about it this way. And that this knowledge then can lead us to our center and can give us peace of mind. Because I'm not fighting, I'm not in conflict anymore. It's okay. You know what? If in this world, in this physical world of bodies, it turns out that we're really not good together, I mean in close physical proximity, it's okay. It's okay, as long as I realize that there is more to us than these bodies. And that in spirit that we can never really be separated. If I can release all of those old hurts, this is really what forgiveness is all about, is to forgive, to forget. But the Course in Miracles is very clear about this idea. It says that some people come into our lives for a short period of time and then they're gone. Other people are in these lives our entire lifetime. We don't have to be grasping on to those that, for whatever reason, are supposed to move on. We just kind of let that flow and be okay with it. So, I want to be healed. And this is part of this readiness. I am ready to be healed. And healing, think about healing as mending. I want whatever is broken, whatever seems to be broken, to be fixed. And here, this idea of fragmentation comes back into play, really a large role. If I think about healing as bringing the broken pieces in me back together, and if I think about healing in others as whatever the broken pieces in them to bring them back together, we've talked about this before, but it's because it always keeps coming back and relates. The word insanity means fragmented. The word insaneness means broken, fragmented. So what I'm suggesting here is that if their healing is needed, that it actually is the first healing that's needed is healing of the mind. And that then healing of the body will follow. So it's kind of like a mystery, because sometimes it really works and sometimes it seems like it doesn't work, but I can't, we just have to go with what we've got. But so the healing of the mind then is to visualize this. I want to heal my mind, meaning I want to see those broken, fragmented pieces of myself mended back together. The sharp, broken, cutting, hurting pieces to be healed back into that oneness. And when this happens, when these pieces in me are healed and brought back together, that reality now that's in me of being whole and being part of the universe, that becomes my experience in the outer, because what's going on within me is reflected from without. And so this is why it's so important to understand. It's the principle of, in the peace song, where it says, "Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me." Let there be healing in the world and let it begin with me. It has to, because otherwise, if it can't happen out there and then somehow affect us, it has to happen within. We have to see it. So this is what the perception is all about. We have to see it within ourselves, that wholeness, and then allow it to flow out into the world. To realize this is to be insightful enough to know that I am manufacturing, to a great degree, my experience in the world. I have to have that insight. We have to come to that insight that when I'm complaining, when I am upset about the problems in my life, I have to be asking myself, okay, where's my responsibility here? And first, I need to see where my responsibility is I may be causal. I may have been a cause in the situation. Maybe not, but for sure my responsibility is to move on from here to something else and to move towards. What did he say? The man said that if you move in the directions of your dreams, you will find a success unimagined in common hours. So to take the picture in our minds of what we want our life to be like, and then moment by moment, step by step, to move toward it. So are you ready? Are you ready for a change? Are you ready for the changes that will eventually take you to that place of changeless wonder? To see yourself as being God's love in action, moving through this world as God's love in action, to get to the place where you actually become pure love. Are you ready? That's enough.